Okay, let's talk about another agent that had a lot of characteristics that I liked and that were very useful to me in my search for a home when I was buying a property in Maine. Had not even entered my mind to become a real estate agent and broker owner yet. So we were transferred to Maine, Cape Elizabeth, Maine, which is a very beautiful area right on the coast. But again, at that time I had three children, and we really could not find a house that met our needs that was close enough to where their father was going to be working. So I looked with this agent who was extremely patient with me. I'm sure he would have rather been sailing. As a matter of fact, as I recall, he even mentioned that a couple times. And we were on our third day of looking, and we really had spread out the search to neighboring cities. And the problem was that I had my heart set on a Maine farmhouse. There was an older home that we had looked at, and it was an old farmhouse, and it was lovely. I loved so much about it. It had the character. Yes, it needed some updating, but the thing was, it was already in escrow. So I was hoping that it would fall out of escrow, the buyer would back out for some unknown reason, and then we could swoop in and get it. I knew that's the type of house that I wanted. But that was not to be. The agent told me, no, they're moving forward, they're closing right away, and so I had to give up that dream. But this agent, knowing how I had my heart set on that and nothing else was pleasing me, he said, you know what? I don't know where there's another farmhouse for sale, but I do know where there might be a coastal lot that has its own little path down to the ocean. It's set in a grove of birch trees, and it is a perfect setting for a Maine farmhouse. I can't tell you how excited I was to go see that lot. Now, did I want to spend 13 or 14 months building a home? No, I did not. I was busy with children, but I decided to rent a house and start the process of building my dream Maine farmhouse. That lot was not for sale. It was not on the open market, but this particular agent, being an experienced agent and having worked in the area for a long time, he knew who had purchased the house. They had planned to build, but some health problems had come up and they had decided to postpone that. So he approached them on our behalf and asked whether they would be willing to sell it. They named a price. We met that price, and the project began, and it turned out to be even better than I thought was possible. I love that Maine house. Unfortunately, we received another transfer a few years later, but what a wonderful endeavor. And because my agent went the extra mile and knew what I wanted and went after it for me, I will always be grateful for him for that experience of achieving my Maine farmhouse long before the farmhouse craze ever started. As a matter of fact, about 30 years or so before that started. But anyway, I fulfilled that dream and moved on to the next house, and it was a Williamsburg-style home. And there's a story about that too. And that agent was extremely helpful as well. So I think I've had fairly good luck with my agents. There were a couple who maybe dropped the ball a few times, but for the most part, I find that agents, even as a consumer, had their hearts set on helping me achieve my real estate goals, and that's what I try and do for my customers because I know how much that is appreciated and how much it is wanted, and so that is always my goal.